All right, let's dive into Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza's book.
Yeah.
It's a really fascinating look at how we can break free from those habits that we kind of get stuck in and, create some lasting personal change.
Yeah.
And he does it by blending quantum physics, neuroscience,
Right.
personal stories,
All in there.
in a way that I think really makes you think.
Absolutely.
So today we're gonna try to distill some of those big ideas, those key takeaways,
Okay.
and give you some practical examples too,
Perfect.
so you can kind of see how this stuff might actually work in your own life.
It can be a dense book.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, distilling it down is helpful.
It is. It is.
It's fascinating how he challenges us to think
Oh yeah.
beyond our limitations. We're often, told that we're products of our environment, our genes, even our past.
Yeah.
He says no to all that.
He's like, think bigger.
Think bigger. Move beyond those limitations.
Yeah, and he really dives into this idea that we have more power
Absolutely.
to shape our reality
More than we realize. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he uses quantum physics to explain how that's even possible.
Yeah. It's not just about positive thinking.
No.
It's about understanding the connection between our thoughts and the world around us.
It's deeper.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just think happy thoughts and everything will be fine.
Exactly.
There's more to it.
Right. So it gets into quantum physics, which is unlike Newtonian physics, the old physics.
It's like the apple falling from the tree.
The apple falling from the tree, yeah.
Yeah.
That says, reality is fixed, but quantum physics is suggesting that reality is not fixed.
Whoa.
It's a field of possibilities.
Okay.
That responds to our thoughts and emotions.
Okay.
So that's kind of a mind-blowing concept.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
That we are actually shaping the reality we experience with our thoughts and emotions.
So it's like our thoughts and our feelings are sending out these ripples
Into this field
of potential.
Yeah.
And those ripples are actually shaping
things.
the reality we experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's powerful.
That is a powerful idea.
He calls it a quantum field. And it's this...
Which is kind of hard to grasp.
It is a bit out there. It's almost like imagining a sea of potential that's just waiting there.
Okay.
And it's responding to our thoughts and feelings.
So we're
the energy, the
conductors.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're sending out those signals.
Exactly.
He even mentions a study that was done about prayer.
Right, yeah.
That kind of
This is interesting.
supports this, right?
This was looking at patients recovering from surgery.
Okay.
And the impact of prayer on those patients. And what was interesting was that even when the patients didn't know they were being prayed for,
Oh, interesting.
they still showed signs of faster recovery.
Wow.
Just the intention of those praying for them.
So the intention alone
The intention alone had an impact
had an impact
on their physical well-being.
That's pretty wild.
It is wild.
Okay, but I got to admit,
Yeah.
sometimes this whole, thoughts create reality thing feels a little too good to be true.
All right. It's a little woo-woo, right?
Yeah, I can't just wish away a traffic jam, right?
Okay, Zach, you can't control external circumstances.
Right.
But the point is that you can shift your internal state.
Okay.
So you can respond to those circumstances in a more empowered way.
Okay.
So it's not about controlling the traffic jam.
Right.
It's about controlling your reaction to the traffic jam.
Okay.
So you don't get all stressed out and
It
frustrated.
can raise my blood pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
And he really emphasizes thinking greater than.
The limitations that we perceive.
Like the limitations of
Our environment.
my environment, my body.
Your body.
Time even.
Time. Even, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got this fascinating example about a study where people were mentally rehearsing piano exercises.
Okay.
So they weren't even playing the piano.
They were just thinking about it.
just thinking about it.
Okay.
But they created similar brain changes
Holy.
to those who actually physically practiced.
Wow. So just thinking about something
Yeah.
can impact our brains and bodies.
It can, yeah.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing.
But if our thoughts are so powerful,
Right.
why do we so often feel stuck in the same old patterns,
Making the same mistake.
the same mistakes over and over,
Yeah.
feeling those same negative emotions?
Yeah, it's like our body has a mind of its own.
Right. It's
Like it's not always on board with our desire to change.
Yeah. And it's almost like it's working against us sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to do this. And it's like, nope, we're going to do this.
Right. This is where the concept of the body as a memorized mind comes in.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Tell me more.
He's saying that because of repetitive thoughts
Okay.
and emotional reactions,
Okay.
our body actually becomes conditioned to live in the past,
Oh, wow.
recreating the same feelings and experiences
Over and over.
over and over again.
Wow.
So it's almost like,
Like a program.
like a program. Yeah.
It's not just on repeat.
It's on repeat.
Yeah.
You can imagine your body like a hard drive.
Okay.
Storing all those past experiences and then playing them back.
So it's like it remembers.
It remembers
And
everything, and then it just pulls up that file and reacts the same way every time.
Okay. So like, for instance,
Yeah.
if I get cut off in traffic,
Uh-huh.
my immediate reaction is like anger,
Yeah,
frustration.
totally.
It's like my body remembers all those other times I've been cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, boom,
It reacts.
that same reaction,
Oh.
even though
Even though it's a new situation.
it's a new person,
A new person.
a new car, everything.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, same reaction.
Same reaction every time.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
So these reactions, they just become ingrained
Ingrained, yeah.
over time,
Over time.
and then they turn into,
moods,
yeah.
and then temperaments, and then eventually they shape our personality.
So we end up like
Yeah. Thinking and feeling the same way.
feeling stuck.
Yeah, stuck in a loop.
Stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
And our body becomes the mind, like you were saying.
Becomes the mind, yeah.
It's like, it's dictating,
the buzz.
it's driving the bus
Yeah.
of our reality.
Uh-huh.
So are we basically saying that we're addicted to our own emotions?
In a way, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But the good news is there's a way to break free,
There is.
right?
There is.
That's where epigenetics comes in.
Yeah. Epigenetics, yeah.
Okay, epigenetics.
It's a fascinating field.
Yeah.
I've heard the term, but I could use a refresher.
Me too, yeah.
What it means is that it's the study of how our environment and our lifestyle choices
Okay.
can influence our genes.
Okay.
So it's kind of challenging that old idea.
Like that our genes are fixed.
Yeah, our genes are fixed and predetermined.
Right.
Like you're stuck with what you got.
I'm just, this is it.
This is it. This
Yeah.
is all I can be.
Yeah.
But epigenetics is saying, no.
It's like, hold on.
Yeah.
There's more to this story.
It's not just DNA.
Okay.
It's not just your genes.
Right.
It's how those genes are expressed.
So our genes are more like a blueprint.
It's like a blueprint. Yeah.
But our choices,
But our choices,
our thoughts,
our emotions,
even our environment
our environment.
can all impact how those genes are expressed.
So it's not all about DNA.
It's not all about DNA.
We can actually influence how our genes function.
That's huge.
It's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So it's not about changing your DNA sequence.
Right.
It's about changing the volume control of your genes.
Oh, I like that. It's like turning the volume up or down on certain genes.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, for instance,
Yeah.
studies have shown that things like stress,
Stress.
diet, even our social connections can impact gene expression.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It is kind of crazy that we have that much control.
So we're not just victims of our genes.
Right.
We can actually change our biology
Yeah.
through our choices and our mindset.
That's what the book's all about.
That's pretty powerful.
It is.
But how do we bridge that gap
Right.
between who we are now with all our ingrained habits and emotional baggage
Yeah.
and who we want to become?
Right.
I mean, there's that gap.
There is a gap.
Right.
Yeah.
Dispenza talks about that, right?
He does. He calls it the difference between how we appear to the world.
Okay. And who we truly are on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
We might project a certain image.
Yeah, like we have our
persona.
Yeah, inside we might be feeling totally different.
Totally different, yeah.
Yeah.
And he uses a powerful analogy to illustrate this, right?
Yeah, it's the two hands.
The two hands.
Yeah.
One hand represents how we appear.
How we appear, yeah.
The image.
The image, the
we present to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the other hand represents our true self.
Our true, authentic self.
Our authentic self.
Yeah.
I remember that analogy.
That's a good one.
It really resonated with me.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was on a book tour.
Oh, wow.
Doing interviews and speaking engagements.
Uh-huh.
And everyone saw me as this successful, confident author.
The expert.
Right.
Yeah.
The expert. But on the insane, I felt exhausted.
Oh, wow.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like I was just going through the motions.
It's a common experience.
And I was living in that gap.
Yeah.
And it was draining.
It can be really draining because you're putting on a show.
You're putting on a show for everybody.
Yeah.
But you're not really being yourself.
Exactly.
And so Dispenza's point is that we need to acknowledge this gap.
Acknowledge the gap.
And become aware of that disconnect.
The disconnect.
Between our inner and outer selves.
That's the first step.
That's the first step.
To closing the gap.
Okay.
And living a more authentic life.
Okay, so awareness is key.
Awareness is key.
But how do we go beyond just knowing about the gap?
Right.
And actually start bridging it?
Yeah. That's the question.
Right.
How do we actually do it?
Yeah. It's one thing to know about it.
Right.
But it's another thing to
actually make the change.
Yeah. And he suggests meditation as a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For closing that gap.
Closing the gap.
Yeah. He explains that our brain operates at different frequencies. Called brainwave states.
Brainwave states. Yep.
And that these brainwave states
they affect
our consciousness.
Our consciousness.
And our ability to change.
Okay.
So we've got things like alpha waves.
Alpha waves.
Theta waves.
Theta waves, yeah. I remember reading about all that.
Yeah, all those different brainwave states.
Okay.
They correspond to different states of consciousness.
Okay.
So, for example, high beta waves.
Okay.
Those are the ones associated with stress.
Stress, yeah.
Anxiety. That feeling of being on edge.
Yeah, like
you just drank 5 cups of coffee.
Buzzing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wired,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we get stuck a lot of times.
Like we live there.
Yeah, we live there.
Yeah.
But alpha and theta waves,
okay.
Those are linked to relaxation.
Okay.
Creativity. Mm-hmm. A deeper connection to ourselves.
A deeper connection.
Yeah.
So it's like if we're constantly stressed,
right,
operating from that high beta state,
yeah,
we're trapped in survival mode.
It's like you can't even access.
You can't access
those calmer, more creative states.
Right.
Where real transformation can occur.
It's like trying to write a novel while running from a tiger.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to be creative over here, but my body's like, we gotta run.
Yeah.
There's a tiger.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
And so meditation helps us train our minds to shift out of those high beta patterns and access those calmer, more receptive states.
And Dispenza emphasizes
that
meditation is not just about emptying your mind.
Not just about, right.
Yeah, it's not just about,
yeah.
Sitting there trying to think of nothing.
It's about focus.
It's about focusing your attention.
Yeah.
In a specific way.
Yeah.
To change your brainwaves.
To change your brainwaves.
Ultimately.
Find your reality.
Your reality.
Yeah.
And he shares that incredible story.
Oh, yeah.
About Jose. Whose warts.
Vanished overnight.
Vanished overnight.
After meditating.
After practicing meditation.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
It suggests that, by shifting our internal state, we can really impact our physical reality.
It really shows the mind-body connection.
Yeah, the mind-body connection is real.
It's real. It's not just something people talk about. Wow. It's an actual thing.
It's like science is backing it up.
Science is backing it up, yeah.
So when we meditate, we're not just talking about feeling a little more relaxed. We're talking about actual healing.
Yeah.
Tangible changes in our lives.
Tangible changes, yeah.
So this all ties back
to
that concept of the quantum field.
Yeah.
When we shift our internal state, we're changing the energy. That we're putting out into the fields.
In that field, yeah.
Of possibilities. And that can have a ripple effect on our entire reality.
A ripple effect.
I like that. The ripple effect.
Yeah.
It's like throwing a pebble into a pond.
Exactly.
And those ripples just keep going out.
Yeah.
Going out.
And they affect the whole pond.
The whole pond.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to see how these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
The quantum field, the body as a memorized mind.
Right.
The power of meditation.
It all connects.
But how do we actually put this into practice?
Right, that's the big question.
How do we take all this theory and translate it into
we apply it.
Lasting change?
To our lives.
In our lives.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, that's what we all want to know.
Right. We don't just want to talk about it.
We want to know how to do it.
We want to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Dispenza breaks it down into 3 key areas.
Okay.
Thinking, feeling, and being.
Okay. I like that. Thinking, feeling, being.
And he describes these as the 3 brains.
Oh, interesting. The 3 brains.
The 3 brains.
Well,
the neocortex.
The neocortex.
Which is responsible for thinking.
Our thinking brain.
Our thinking brain, yep.
Okay.
The limbic system.
Okay.
Which is responsible for feeling.
Our feeling brain.
Our feeling brain, yeah.
Okay.
And then the cerebellum.
Okay.
Which is responsible for being.
Our being brain.
Our being brain, yeah.
So we've got 3 brains.
3 brains.
Sounds like a lot to juggle.
It is a lot to juggle.
How do we get them all working together?
Yeah, that's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure most of us are just like, my thinking brain is just going all the time.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's hard to quiet that down.
And then our feeling brain is just like reacting.
Yeah, reacting to everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then our being brain is like,
what's where?
What is happening? I'm lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Dispenza says that true change requires all three of these brains to be in sync, to be working together.
I got to get them on the same page.
On the same page, yeah.
Yeah.
He uses this really relatable example of changing one's attitude towards a challenging mother-in-law.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
This is good.
This is one a lot of people can relate to.
I think so, yeah.
So imagine you have this
difficult mother-in-law.
Yeah, who's always pushing your buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Always seems to know exactly how to get under your skin.
Yeah. Yeah. So instead of reacting with your usual frustration or annoyance, you decide to approach it differently.
Not again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you start by consciously thinking about compassion.
Okay.
You're trying to see her perspective.
Okay.
You're trying to understand why she might be behaving the way she is.
So I'm using my thinking brain.
You're using your thinking brain
to kind of
shift your perspective.
Shift my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you actually take action.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So you might ask her questions about her life.
Okay.
You know?
Like actually engage with her.
Engage with her, yeah.
Instead of just being like...
Instead of just shutting down.
Ugh, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
find ways to connect with her on a deeper level.
Okay.
Or simply just try to be more patient.
Okay.
And understanding.
So I'm taking the thought and I'm putting it into action.
You're taking the thought, putting it into action.
Okay.
And then...
What about the cerebellum, the being brain?
That's where the being brain comes in. As you consistently act with compassion, you start to actually feel differently.
Oh, interesting.
Your body begins to memorize this new emotion.
Okay.
And it becomes part of your being.
So I'm no longer just acting compassionate.
Right.
I'm becoming compassionate.
You're becoming compassionate.
That's the shift.
That's the shift.
From thinking
to doing. To doing. To being. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when...
And when those three brains are aligned.
When those three brains are aligned.
Thinking, feeling, and being.
Yeah.
That's when we create lasting transformation.
That's when the magic happens.
That's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how we break free.
We break free.
From the old habits.
From the old habits.
Then create new ones.
Okay, so this is incredibly fascinating.
It is.
I'm sure a lot of you are out there thinking, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
But how do I actually apply this to my life?
Right. That's the next step.
Right. That's the natural question.
Right.
Well, Dr. Dispenza, he outlines a 7-step process in the book to kind of help with this.
7 steps.
He calls them the 7 steps to transformation.
7 steps to transformation.
And he provides really detailed guidance in the book on each step.
On each step.
But we'll give you a quick overview here.
Little taste?
Yeah, a little taste, a little appetizer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
So step 1.
Hit me.
Is induction.
Induction.
Which involves quieting the mind.
Okay, so we're starting with...
Quieting the mind.
Calming down.
Yeah.
Those high beta waves.
Those high beta waves.
Getting into a more receptive state.
Yeah. Got to get receptive before you can start making change.
It's like prepping the canvas before we start painting.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Prepping the canvas.
Yeah.
Then you can start painting. So induction is that prep work.
Okay.
Then comes step 2, recognition.
Recognition.
This is where we become aware of
the
thoughts and feelings we want to change.
Yeah, so we're shining a light.
You're shining a light.
On those shadowy parts of ourselves.
On those shadowy parts, yeah. The things we've been avoiding.
That we've been avoiding,
Yeah.
Sometimes for years.
Yeah, sometimes our whole lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those patterns that we just keep repeating.
Keep repeating.
Even though we know they're not good for us.
Yeah.
And then step 3.
Step 3 is admitting and declaring.
Admitting and declaring.
That's where we acknowledge those limitations.
Yeah.
We say, okay, this is where I'm stuck.
This is what's holding me back.
Yeah, this is what's holding me back. And then we outwardly declare our intention to change.
Our intention
to change.
So we're like putting it out there.
Yeah, putting it out there.
To the universe.
It's the universe.
Like, universe, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, this is what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yeah, help me out here.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a change.
Right.
All right, so we've quieted the mind.
Quieted the mind.
Identified those things we want to change.
Identified them.
Acknowledged their impact.
Acknowledged them.
And now we're putting it out there.
Okay, welcome back to our deep dive into breaking the habit of being yourself.
Yeah.
Last time we were talking about the power of our thoughts.
Right.
And how our bodies can become memorized minds, holding on to those past emotions and experiences.
Yeah, we get stuck in those patterns.
We do. We get stuck.
Yeah.
And we also talked about epigenetics.
Right.
And how our choices can influence our genes.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is pretty amazing.
That we have that much control.
Yeah, it's like we're not just victims of our biology.
Right. We can actually change it.
Yeah, we can change it.
Yeah.
So how do we actually start breaking free from those ingrained habits?
Yeah.
And creating lasting change?
Yeah, how do we put all this into practice?
That's the big question.
Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road.
It is. It is.
So Dispenza's 7 steps to transformation, they really come in handy here.
All right. Yeah, we left off with the first 4 steps.
Right. We talked about induction, recognition, admitting and declaring, and surrendering.
Okay. So that was kind of like the prep work.
Yeah, it was like laying the foundation.
Laying the foundation.
Getting ready for the real work.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork. We've quieted the mind.
Have quiet in the mind.
We've identified the emotions and habits we want to change.
We've shined a light on them.
Shined a light on them, yeah.
Yeah.
Acknowledged their impact, and we've surrendered them to a higher power.
We surrendered them.
Okay.
We're ready.
I'm ready to dive into the next steps.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Step 5 is observing and reminding.
Observing and reminding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is about becoming more aware of those automatic reactions.
Those knee-jerk reactions.
The knee-jerk reactions, yeah.
Yeah.
That come from that memorized mind.
From that program that we've been running.
Right, that old program that's running in the background.
It's like we're becoming detectives of our own minds.
Yes, exactly.
Like paying attention to those moments when we react habitually.
Yeah, habitually.
Whether it's, getting annoyed in traffic.
Yeah, traffic is a good one.
Feeling insecure in social situations.
Right.
Or reaching for that extra cookie when we're stressed.
Right. Oh, yeah, the stress eating.
It's like all those little things.
All those little patterns.
Yeah, that we don't even realize we're doing.
We don't realize we're doing them until we start paying attention.
Until we start observing.
Exactly.
So it's about bringing those unconscious patterns into the light.
Into the light of awareness.
Yeah.
And he really emphasizes self-compassion here.
Okay, that's important.
It is. It is.
Because it's easy to get down on ourselves.
It is, yeah.
When we notice these patterns.
We don't want to beat ourselves up.
Right. It's not about judging ourselves.
No.
It's just about noticing.
Noticing.
So we can make a conscious choice next time.
Make a different choice next time.
Because if we're constantly criticizing ourselves.
Yeah, you're just reinforcing those old patterns.
We're just reinforcing the negative stuff.
Yeah.
It's like we're giving ourselves a bad review.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And who wants that?
Nobody wants a bad review.
No, we want to be kind to ourselves.
We want to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah, we want to encourage ourselves.
And recognize those moments with curiosity.
Curiosity and a willingness to learn from them.
Yeah, so it's
like a learning opportunity.
Every time I slip up, it's not a failure.
Right.
It's a chance to learn.
It's data.
It's data.
Yeah, it's information.
I like that. It's information.
Yeah. And he offers a practical tool for this.
Okay. I'm all about practical tools.
Yeah, me too.
Give it to me.
He suggests asking yourself a few key questions at the end of each day.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about those questions. Like, how did I do today?
Yeah, how did I do today?
When did I fall from grace?
When did I fall from grace?
It's like a little self-reflection.
Yeah, a little self-reflection.
Yeah.
But from a place of kindness.
Place of kindness.
And not judgment.
Not judgment.
Yeah.
Just like a gentle inquiry.
A gentle inquiry, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So those end-of-day questions.
Yeah.
They're really helpful.
They're a good tool.
For staying mindful and making those conscious choices.
Throughout the day.
Throughout the day.
So I'm not waiting until the end of the day to beat myself up.
Exactly. You're doing it throughout the day.
Yeah.
Catching yourself in the moment.
Catching yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're observing those old patterns.
We're observing them.
We're reminding ourselves of our intention to change.
Our intention, yeah.
What's next?
Okay, step 6 is redirecting.
Redirecting.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
So this is where we start to consciously choose new thoughts and behaviors that are aligned with the person we want to become.
So we're taking all that awareness.
Yeah, all that awareness.
That we've cultivated.
That we've been working on.
And we're using it to steer ourselves in a new direction.
In a new direction.
Like we're creating new pathways in our brains.
Yeah, new pathways.
New ways of responding.
New ways of responding.
To those familiar triggers.
To those triggers.
Instead of just reacting automatically.
We're making a conscious choice.
Okay.
To respond differently.
So it's like we're training our brains.
We're training our brain.
To respond in a way that's more aligned with who we want to be.
With who we want to be.
Okay, so far so good.
So far so good.
I'm following along.
All right.
But a part of me is still a little skeptical.
I know, it's hard to believe.
Can we really change our reality just by changing our thoughts?
It sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it?
Sounds kind of woo-woo.
Yeah, a little woo-woo.
Yeah.
But that's where step 7 comes in.
Okay. Step 7, creating and rehearsing.
Creating and rehearsing.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So it's not enough to just think differently.
Okay.
We have to feel differently, too.
Okay.
So he encourages us to use our imagination to create a new reality.
Okay.
To actually mentally rehearse
the
experiences we want to have.
So we're not just setting goals or making affirmations.
It's more than that.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're actually embodying the experience.
I like that word, embodying.
Embodying, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're stepping into it.
We're stepping into that new reality.
Even though it's not here yet.
Right, even though it's not physically here yet.
It's like we're actors rehearsing for a role.
That's a good analogy.
But the role is the best version of ourselves.
Exactly, the best version of you.
All right, I like it.
So he encourages us to engage all of our senses.
Okay.
Make it as vivid and real as possible.
So like really feeling it.
Feeling it, seeing it, hearing it,
smelling it.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
He uses the analogy of a hologram.
Okay.
When we create a clear and detailed image in our minds, we're sending a powerful signal
to the quantum field.
To the quantum field.
Yeah.
And that starts to attract experiences that match that internal state.
So it's not just wishful thinking.
It's not just wishful thinking.
We're actually changing our energy.
Changing your energy.
And influencing the world around us.
Yeah.
Through our thoughts and feelings.
Thoughts, feelings, intentions.
Intentions.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about those moments when doubt creeps in?
Oh, the doubt.
Yeah, the doubt.
It always creeps in, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It's like right when you're starting to feel good.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
And then it's like...
the doubt comes in.
Yeah, but what if?
Yeah. What if this doesn't work?
What if I'm just kidding myself?
Right. What if I'm delusional?
Yeah.
You know, it's like our subconscious mind, that part of us that's running on autopilot.
Yeah.
It resists change.
Oh, it does.
It does. It likes the familiar.
Even if the familiar's not good for us.
Even if it's causing us pain.
So it's like we have this inner saboteur.
We do.
That's constantly trying to sabotage our efforts.
Sabotage our efforts.
To grow and evolve.
Yeah, to become the best version of ourselves.
So how do we overcome that resistance?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
How do we quiet that inner saboteur?
Yeah.
Dispenza emphasizes persistence.
Okay, persistence.
Yeah.
So we got to keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
Even when it's tough.
Even when it's tough.
Even when we feel like giving up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And self-compassion.
That's important too.
It is.
Yeah.
Because change takes time.
Change takes time.
And it's not linear.
It's not linear.
You're going to have setbacks.
There's going to be ups and downs.
Ups and downs, yeah. Moments when you fall back into those old patterns.
I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Hey, you're doing so good. And then, you're right back where you started.
Back to square one.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah, it can be frustrating.
It can be frustrating.
But the key is to not get discouraged.
Not to get discouraged.
Not to give up.
Okay.
To see those setbacks as learning opportunities.
Okay, so it's not a failure.
It's not a failure.
It's just part of the process?
It's part of the process.
Okay.
And remember, you're not alone.
Right, we're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
There's a universal intelligence.
That quantum field.
That quantum field.
That's supporting us.
Supporting us, yeah.
Okay, so it's not about achieving perfection.
Nope, not about perfection.
It's about showing up each day.
Showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
With a willingness to learn and grow.
To learn and grow.
And keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Okay.
And celebrate those small wins.
Celebrate the small wins.
Those moments when you notice yourself responding differently.
Oh, yeah.
Making a conscious choice.
Instead of that automatic reaction.
Yeah, instead of the knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, to be more aware.
More aware.
Yeah.
Each small win reinforces those new neural pathways.
It's like we're building new muscle.
Building new muscles, yeah.
Yeah, mental muscles.
Mental muscles.
Yeah.
And that strengthens our commitment to change.
Okay, I like that. Building mental muscles.
Yeah, it's a good way to think about it. Okay, so it's about finding that balance.
Balance, yeah.
Between discipline and self-compassion.
Yeah, we need both.
We need both.
Can't have one without the other.
Right, you can't be too hard on ourselves.
Right.
But we also got to keep showing up.
We got to keep showing up, yeah.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah.
All right, this is all so inspiring.
It is inspiring, isn't it?
It is.
To think that we have that much power.
Yeah, it's like we're being given this roadmap.
The roadmap.
For creating a life that's really aligned with our deepest desires.
Yeah, our deepest desire.
And our highest potential.
Our highest potential.
Okay, so this has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
We've explored the 7 steps of transformation.
We have.
And how we can use those steps to break free.
Break free.
From those limiting habits and create a new reality.
Yeah, we've got the power.
But I'm sure a lot of you out there are wondering, what does it actually look and feel like to embody this new self?
To live in this new reality.
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a great question.
And that's what we're going to explore in part 3.
Yes, the final part.
The final part of our deep dive.
The grand finale.
The grand finale.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Welcome back to our deep dive into breaking the habit of being yourself.
Yeah, the final part.
We've made it. We're here.
We're here.
We've explored so much.
We have.
The science behind personal transformation, the power of our thoughts and emotions.
It's all
connected. And Dr. Dispenza's 7-step process.
Those 7 steps.
For creating lasting change.
Powerful stuff.
But now let's talk about what it actually looks like to live in this new reality.
Yeah. How do we actually embody?
To embody the best version of ourselves.
The best version of ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just talk about it, but actually be it.
Be it.
Live it.
Live it. Yeah.
So Dispenza calls this living in creation mode.
Creation mode.
Okay.
It's a state where we're no longer defined by our past or limited by our current circumstances. It's about moving beyond the familiar.
Okay.
And stepping into a space of infinite possibility.
Infinite possibilities. I like that.
It's a big concept.
It is a big concept.
Yeah.
Creation mode, it sounds almost like becoming a nobody.
Interesting.
Like we're letting go of all those labels and identity that have been holding us back.
Yeah, all those old stories we tell ourselves.
Yeah, the stories.
Yeah.
Is that what he's getting at?
Yeah, he emphasizes that when we're truly in creation mode, our sense of self fades away.
Okay.
We're not fixated on me or mine.
So it's not about the ego anymore?
Not about the ego, no.
It's about something bigger.
Something bigger, yeah.
Okay.
We become fully absorbed in the present moment.
Okay.
In the act of creating.
It's like that flow state.
That flow state, yeah.
Yeah. I can relate to that feeling of getting lost in a creative project.
Yeah.
Like when I'm writing and the hours just melt away.
Yes.
I lose track of time.
You lose track of everything.
My to-do list.
Yeah.
Even my own sense of self.
You're just in the zone.
Yeah, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
It's like I'm completely immersed in the flow of creation.
And that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. So Dispenza is suggesting that this state of no body, no thing, no time.
No body, no thing, no time.
That's where true transformation occurs.
That's where it happens.
That's where we're most connected to that quantum field of pure potential.
Pure potential.
Okay, but how do we access this creation mode more consistently?
Right, that's the question.
It can't just be about getting lucky and stumbling into a flow state every now and then.
Yeah, it can't be random.
Right.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to kind of cultivate this.
There is. He talks about the frontal lobe.
Okay, the frontal lobe.
That part of our brain that's responsible for planning, decision-making, creativity.
Thinking brain.
Our thinking brain, yeah.
Okay.
And he suggests that when we engage in deliberate creative activities, whether it's writing, painting, problem solving, even having a meaningful conversation.
Okay. The frontal lobe takes charge.
So it's like our thinking brain steps up and says, quiet down, everyone. I'm running the show now.
Exactly. It takes the reins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
It's in control.
The conductor leading the orchestra.
Okay.
And Dispenza explains that this shift in brain activity allows our thoughts to become more real than anything else.
More real than the external world.
Our internal world takes precedence.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When we're deeply engaged in something that lights us up.
That lights you up.
Yeah, that we're passionate about.
Passionate about.
Our thoughts become so vivid and powerful
that
they start to shape our emotions and our actions.
Exactly.
But how do we use this to create lasting change?
Okay, so how do we make this more than just a temporary state?
Yeah, because it's one thing to be in the flow.
Right.
But then you step out of the flow and you're back to reality.
Back to the grind.
Back to the grind, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we make that flow state more of our default state?
He says when we combine focused thought with a strong positive emotion like gratitude, joy, love, we amplify our creative power.
We amplify it.
We amplify it.
Okay.
We're sending a clear and powerful signal
to the quantum field.
To the quantum field, yeah.
Okay.
And that starts to attract experiences that match that elevated emotional state.
So it's about more than just visualizing a goal or repeating affirmations.
More than that.
We're actually feeling the emotions.
Feeling the emotions.
Of our desired reality as if it's already happening.
Yes, as if it's already here.
It's about embodying that new self.
Embodying it.
Not just thinking about it.
Yeah, not just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You got to feel it.
Feel it to heal it.
Feel it to heal it, exactly.
Okay, and when we do this consistently, our body starts to believe it.
The body starts to believe it.
Our brain starts to rewire itself.
Rewiring.
And our reality begins to shift.
It shifts.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
All right.
We're creating from a place of wholeness.
Wholeness.
Not lack.
Not lack, yeah.
We're feeling the emotions of our desired reality before it even arrives.
Before it arrives, yeah.
Okay, but what happens when we step out of that meditative state?
Right.
Back into the daily grind.
Back to reality.
Back to reality.
Yeah.
How do we hold on to this new way of being?
It's a good question.
Amidst all the distractions and demands of everyday life.
Yeah, all the chaos.
It's like, you can feel so good when you're meditating.
Yeah, you're in the zone.
You're in the zone, you're feeling the flow.
Right.
And then you step out and it's like,
it all hits you.
yeah, boom.
Feels the stress.
The demands.
Yeah, all the things.
The to-do list.
Yeah.
So how do we stay in that creation mode?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. It is the million-dollar question.
So how do we do it?
He reminds us that those old habits, those memorized emotions, those automatic reactions, they're deeply ingrained.
They are.
Yeah, they're like grooves in a record.
Oh, I like that.
You know, they're worn in.
Yeah, worn in.
We're familiar.
Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
He even talks about how our bodies can become addicted to those familiar feelings.
Even if they're causing us pain.
Even if they're causing us pain.
It's like we're drawn to the comfort of the known.
Yeah, the known.
Even when it's no longer serving us.
It's like a bad relationship.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, you know it's not good for you.
Yeah.
But you just keep going back.
You're comfortable.
Yeah, you're comfortable.
Okay.
So Dispenza says this is a process, not a quick fix.
Not a magic pill.
No magic pill.
Okay.
It takes effort.
Effort, yeah.
Commitment.
Okay.
And a willingness to face those uncomfortable withdrawal symptoms.
Oh, wow. Withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, because we are talking about breaking an addiction.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, an addiction to those old emotions, those old patterns.
Yeah, it's like we're detoxing our old selves.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
But it's possible.
It's possible, okay? Yeah. So we got to have patience with ourselves.
Patience.
Knowing that we're not going to get it right all the time.
You're going to mess up.
They're going to mess up, yeah.
You're going to fall back into those old patterns.
Yeah.
But the key is to just keep showing up.
Keep showing up. Keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
Yeah.
And he emphasizes celebrating those small wins.
Celebrating the small wins. I like that.
Yeah, because those small wins, they matter.
They do.
They reinforce those new neural pathways.
They strengthen our commitment to change.
Yeah.
So it's about finding that balance between discipline and self-compassion.
Discipline and self-compassion.
We need both.
We need both.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't beat ourselves up when we mess up.
But we also got to keep going.
Got to keep going, yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into breaking the habit of being yourself, what's the ultimate message?
What do we want people to walk away with?
Yeah, what's the big takeaway? I think it's that true greatness.
Okay.
Those qualities of compassion, genius, love, awareness.
Okay.
They're not just lofty ideals.
Okay.
They're our natural state of being.
They're already within us.
They're already within us.
Just waiting to be uncovered.
Waiting to be uncovered.
So it's not about becoming someone else.
Right.
It's about becoming more fully ourselves.
More fully you.
Yeah.
The real you.
The real me.
Yeah.
Shedding those layers of conditioning.
All those layers that we've picked up along the way.
Yeah, all the baggage.
The baggage.
And stepping into our authentic self.
Your authentic self.
Our most radiant and empowered selves.
Yes, exactly.
It's a powerful message.
It is a powerful message.
And it's a hopeful message.
It's hopeful.
It's empowering.
It's empowering.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we all need right now.
We do.
A little bit of hope.
Hope and empowerment.
Empowerment, yeah.
Yeah.
So as we close out this deep dive,
I encourage you to continue exploring these concepts.
Yeah. Don't let this be the end.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
Delve deeper into Dr. Dispenza's work.
Read the book.
Yeah, read the book.
Check out his other resources.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great stuff out there.
He does.
And put these principles into practice.
Yeah, put it into practice.
In your own life.
Make it real.
Make it real, yeah.
Don't just keep it in your head.
Don't just keep it theoretical.
Yeah.
Embody it.
Embody it.
Remember, the power to change is within you.
It is.
You are the quantum observer.
You are.
The conscious creator of your reality.
You got this?
So keep those brain waves flowing.
Yeah, keep those brainwaves flowing.
Those intentions clear.
Clear intentions.
And those hearts open.
Open hearts.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.